Welcome. Welcome to today's Monday midday meditation. I am so glad that you are here. Let me just get all set up here. Yeah, there we go. Wonderful. So glad that you're here and you've taken this time to join with me to break the momentum of our day. Break the momentum. We're doing something different. We are interrupting the pattern of our Monday or whenever this happens to be for you. And, I think there's no better time than on a Monday and in the middle of the day to do this reset. So thank you for joining me. I've been doing this now for about 18 months and thrilled that each week we are building and growing the community around this. I'm getting caught on my plant today. Building the community around this idea of breaking the stress cycle in our lives. And breaking the stress cycle doesn't mean that we are doing more and more and more and more. It means that we are breaking the momentum, breaking patterns, breaking habits so that we can discover the places of calm, clarity, ease, and joy in our everyday. And we can do that every day. So thrilled that you are here. And we're going to get started as we always do by getting really, really comfortable in our seat. So you'll always see me kind of moving around and adjusting. And I want you to do the same thing. Really find your place where you can feel supported in whatever structure, seated structure you are in right now. And it doesn't have to be this perfect, yoga posture, sitting on the mat, ramrod straight with your fingers in a mudra or in a prayer or anything that you're holding perfectly still. It is in a place where you are feeling like your body can come to a place where it can release extra effort, extra holding, and just be supported. And once you are feeling like you are somewhat there, I want you to close your eyes and take a few breaths. Just breathe. We are practicing cultivating calm, clarity, ease, and joy together. And as you settle in and you notice the movement of the breath, with every breath, I want you to just think about uh, settling in just that little bit more into that structure upon which you are seated. And that doesn't mean, kind of slumping into it, although it can, if that's what you need. It certainly can be that. But I mean more of a letting go of the extra effort and tension that you may be holding in the shoulders, in the hands, in the hips, in the back, the legs, the knees, the feet, in the breath, in the mind, all of those places where we exert effort so much of the day. We're going to be supported here in that which is supporting us and upholding us. And as you do that, I share today's contemplation. As always, this is not for you to grasp onto, to hold on to make sense of, but instead, in this kind of relaxed state, in this maybe receptive state, a consideration that perhaps whispers to you in a way that stirs something within. And whatever you need from it today will stay with you. And as always, the recording is here for you to come back to again and again. So, in today's contemplation, in me contemplating today's contemplation, in fact, I was kind of, it brought to mind or came to mind for me this analogy of a hurricane. Because as I talk to so many of you, and something I can certainly relate to myself, when things are busy, and the time of year, September and moving into the fall, is often very, very busy with so many things coming back, getting back into routine, and year ends coming up, and all of the things that come with fall. It's always a time of busy. And so as I'm thinking about this busy and all of the things to do are kind of swirling around, it has this kind of hurricane-like quality about it, in that it's moving fast, it's powerful, it's a momentum, it's a driving force. But in every hurricane, there is this, what's referred to as the eye of the hurricane. Maybe you've heard that expression, the eye of the hurricane. And it's this place at the very center where it is almost actually still. Despite the churning and the violent speeds of all that is around it, it's still. And so I think life can feel like a hurricane. The winds of life can move at this breakneck speed, and we can kind of get caught up into it, right? Kind of hanging on for dear life. So chances are, if you are overworked, overwhelmed, busy, this analogy is making a lot of sense to you. And, I know that in those times that feel chaotic, right, where there's just so much, the calm and the stillness and the ease and the peace can seem like a long shot. In fact, it can feel like something or seem like something in the distant future. You're wishing for it, but it feels unattainable and impossible because you know what? There's a hurricane happening. And sometimes when we're caught in the middle of it, we wish for that calm and that still and ease and peace, and we believe with all our might that if we can just hang on, the hurricane will end. When it's over, we can go back to, things as usual, business as usual, feeling the way that we want to feel, doing the things that we want to do. Life will go back to normal. But what we miss sometimes in counting down the days or minutes for the hurricane to end is that place and space where there is stillness is already actually happening. And it wasn't someplace in the distance. It's actually right at the heart or the center of it. Like in the hurricane, the eye of the storm is where it's quiet, it's calm, it's, almost referred to as eerily quiet or eerily peaceful. But ultimately, I think that, what we try to do is we try to resist, we try to get through it, we try to hang on, we try to have it be different. But I think we all know, right? We can't kind of go to battle with a hurricane. Hurricanes just need to play themselves out, right? We don't cage or capture or try to tame the hurricane. It only ends when it exhausts itself out, when there's no more churn to churn. And, even if you were hanging on for dear life while all of it was happening, quite frankly, you were in the path of destruction, and you're probably not going to be unscathed or unscarred from the experience. And I'm sure, if you are kind of finding that life lately is always this kind of state of chaos, you can relate to what I'm saying here. Right? There's always just that little piece of you that is kind of it feels like it doesn't get a chance to recover before the next hurricane begins. And this is how so many of us are living. One hurricane to the next, one hurricane to the next. So, what I wanted to share today related to the hurricane is, even when you're in the middle, sorry, not the middle, even when you're in the midst of a hurricane, the peace and the calm and the ease that you seek, because we're not actually talking about literal hurricanes here, we're talking about figurative one. But that peace and the calm and the ease that you seek is actually not quite as far away as you think. And it's not in the past, and it's not even in the future, but it's actually closer than you think, and something that you can tap into and access. Because all it requires is finding the center, the eye of the storm, as it were, where that peace and stillness actually persists. And so I like to think about it as kind of in choosing to, instead of going to battle with the churning winds of the life around us, we can actually go into the eye or into the center and inside ourselves. Now, this is maybe all seeming very esoteric, very woo-woo, very Zen, whatever the term is that relates or resonates with you. But I want to give you another term today. It's a term we use in yoga. It's a Sanskrit word, and it is Sthira. And Sthira means steadfastness, steady, calm, stillness. And this is what I think about when I think of the eye of the hurricane. That center of the hurricane is the inner steadfastness that allows the hurricane to be strong. It's where it derives its power from. It's the source. Now, Sthira doesn't mean kind of planting your feet in, digging in your heels, or being kind of fixed in place. Not at all. Sthira is not an anchor, it's a foundation. If you think about the hurricane, we know that it doesn't stay in one place, right? It moves. The hurricane travels, it moves, it flows, but that center moves with it, right? It's not anchored to one place, has to reel it back in. The hurricane moves. It's always, though, from that center that its strength and its power is exuded. So here's the question. In the midst of the hurricane of life, can you find your sthira? Or maybe you dig in your heels, fix your feet. This can also look like indecision, um, finding it difficult to act, sometimes crashing on the couch. And, although I don't like this word myself, procrastination. On the opposite end, you can get swept away in the wind of it, right? In a constant stream of go, doing a lot, but getting nothing done. You ever feel like that? Sometimes when I catch myself in this state, I feel like I'm walking in circles. And all of this is not a judgment, it's just a consideration. In the hurricane of life, in the calm or in the craziness and the chaos, right? Are you able to find your Sthira and allow the hurricane to be the hurricane? Or, right, do you fix your feet, or do you move with the wind or get swept away with the wind? And chances are you've experienced kind of all three states at any particular time, right? Maybe not all at once, but in one experience you were like this, and another one you were like this. And it might even depend on the type of hurricane you're experiencing. Um, but it's your Sthira, it's in your Sthira that you find that true, that lasting calm, clarity, ease, and joy. So it's Sthira. And so, every time we come together in this Monday midday meditation, or any time that you're doing this type of practice for yourself, you are cultivating your Sthira. And it's really just a matter of remembering it, right? And practicing it, coming back to it, because it's always within you. But this is the foundation of stress-less living. The hurricanes are going to hurricane, right? People are going to do their things. The year end is going to come up every year, right? But it's your steadfastness. That's your foundation, your strength. That's where your power, your fortitude, but also your calm is kept. It's always there. We just have to remember it. So besides the practice of, just where we are in today's Monday midday meditation, I want to give you another practical way that you can connect with your Sthira anytime in the chaos of the world, maybe, at points in time in the rest of your day or in the rest of your week. This simple practice that you can actually do in the midst of the chaos around you. And, if we think about our inner Sthira, right, a practical way to connect with it is finding that place within us or that some of those things within us that are moving, but that are constant. The things that give us our strength, give us our life force, even without thinking about it. And in particular, you could think about your breath, right? The process of respiration, the inhale, the exhale is there no matter what. It is moving, it is flowing, but it is steady. Or if you prefer, you can think about your heart, your heartbeat. The beating of our hearts is that internal strength, that internal fortitude, the pumping of the blood to animate, to bring us life, happens without us thinking about it. It is our center. It is our eye of the storm. These are the foundations of our Sthira, and they are always within you. And a very simple practice to connect with the heart or the breath is to bring your attention to it. If it's helpful, you can close the eyes, but you don't have to. You can think about your breathing. You can place your hands on your chest or on your belly, anywhere you can feel that movement of the breath. This steadfastness is moving, is flowing with us, always with us. It is here. Feel your breath. And as your hands are over your chest, you may also feel the beating of your heart. Or you can place your hands on your wrists, your pulse, or that pulse point just in the neck. Feel your heart. The heart moves, the heart beats, the heart is vital creates the vitality. And no matter what is going on around you, this is within you. These are your sources of strength. And not strength necessarily to go to battle, although at times it's appropriate to exude strength, but strength of inner steadfastness, of clarity, of right action, of discernment. This is within you always. You can feel the movement of your breath. Feel the pulsing of your heart. And know your Sthira. And as we conclude today's Monday midday meditation, I invite you to linger here, cultivating or reconnecting with your own center, your foundation. You are the eye of the hurricane. And until we meet again, I wish you a beautiful day, my friend. Thank you for being here. Much love. Namaste.